Here's my son's Mustang smartdrive power wheels car. The problem we're having is that the front steering, the front wheels are kind of toe in, especially with a little bit extra weight. My son's growing and he and his brother ride in this together. Sometimes they fit 3 kids in this, so with more weight it becomes more of a problem. But right now you can see this wheel's pretty straight, but if you come to this side, it's kind of toeing in. So on grass especially, this causes a lot of drag and a lot of strain on the motor. And with this smart drive, it ends up quitting on you because it senses too much traction or too much resistance, and it ends up quitting on you. So it has to be reset. So I'll show you how I fixed it. So each power wheels is a little bit different, but for this particular car, it seems to hang pretty straight. The wheels are pretty straight with gravity holding them in this direction, but if I push up on this, you can see it wants to nose in. So how I fixed this, I saw other videos where wire was used to wrap around. You drilled through these plastic pieces, and a turnbuckle was used to tighten it all up, bring some of the force inward on these metal rods. So what I figured I'd do instead was put a string across the top here and a string across the bottom here, and instead of this bar having to provide steering input and also keep these wheels parallel, I think that keeping the wheels parallel was the harder task for this bar, as the bushings kind of wore out in these plastic pieces. So instead, if I put a string across the top and a string across the bottom, then the string will help keep them parallel, and this bar, all it has to do is provide steering input. So I found a video on how to make strings really tight. I think he called it a trucker's hitch or something like that. So basically what I did, I have 2 separate sets of strings. I did a bowline knot around here, so I drilled no holes. Bowline knot on this string and bowline knot on this other side, and I'll show you what I did here. So I did a bowline knot here about the midpoint. On this side, you go ahead and loop it 2 or 3 times on itself and then pull the string through itself again, and that makes a little anchor point in the string. So then you take this end, go through the bowline on this side, back through this, then you can cinch this down with a lot of force and get it where the wheels are nice and straight. There's so much tension in there, it's like a guitar string. And I think the wheels are straight now, and the top was also tensioned the same way. And then you lock this in place with your thumb so that you can wrap around and tie a knot. And then I just took up the remaining slack with tying additional knots like this. So I found this knot method, tightening string, to be very helpful in this application. I'm sure I'm going to find other uses for it too. It's pretty neat. So once I have that tightened up, everything is nice and straight. And that's the fix. That's it. All you need is some paracord. You don't need any other special hardware. You don't need to drill any holes through here. Oh, one other thing I did was I was worried about the string working its way off of these little flat pieces here where it rides on. So I put a dab of hot glue. I wrapped hot glue all around to prevent it from moving this way or that way. It shouldn't take a whole lot to prevent it from moving. There shouldn't be a whole lot of force wanting it to shimmy one way or the other. So I think the hot glue will be sufficient to hold it in place. All right, thank you for watching. I hope this helps.